Hey everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA on Choice Tax Relief. We help folks who owe the IRS at least $10,000 in back taxes or who have multiple years of unfiled tax returns. And one of the kind of complicated situations that we come up against when working with some of our clients, this situation applies to a small minority of our clients, but the situation is when somebody owes tax debt and they're aware that they're going to come into some kind of a windfall fairly soon, and they need counsel on how to navigate that, right? How to navigate that. And that's kind of what the question today touches on from Mem3 Master 69. Title, 50K IRS debt, making payments but getting a large inheritance soon. Would they settle for less? This is for a friend of mine. Yes, really. She owns a small business and has fallen behind with her taxes. She's been making hefty payments of $800 a month to the IRS, and she's getting a sizable inheritance soon. Would the IRS settle if she could do a lump sum? Probably not. Now, I don't know. I haven't done a full financial analysis on this individual, obviously. But here's the IRS's perspective on this. Hey, small business owner who owes us 50 grand. You're able to pay us $800 a month without problems, it seems. Oh, and you came into some extra money? Okay, pay us that money and then continue to pay us $800 a month. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's their perspective, okay? So I would not, I mean, it depends, but I would not, if she gets this money, call up the IRS and say, hey, guess what? I just came into $30,000. I'll give you 15 of it if we can settle my 50 grand tax. They're going to say, oh, you came into 30 grand? Here, give us the 30 grand and then keep paying your $800 a month until this 50K is paid off. Thank you for letting us know. Bye-bye. That's what you're going to get. So, I wouldn't volunteer that information to the IRS, right? They see cash in the bank. They see their name on it, okay? And that is actually a silly thing that some people do when they try to go for an offer in compromise, right? They think, okay, let me just, save a bunch of cash, save a bunch of, live like a pauper, save a bunch of cash for my offer. And then, I can come to the negotiating table with the IRS and, maybe they'll just take half of what I set aside. No. The IRS sees it as, look, you've been able to set aside cash. That must mean you have disposable income. That must mean you could pay us, throughout, pay this tax debt off in an installment agreement. All right. Some of this stuff is counterintuitive with the IRS. In this situation, I'd say, look, you may want to revisit that $800 a month payment. That sounds high. If she really can't afford to pay that, she might be able to qualify for a lower payment. But I would say you probably want to arrange that before she comes into this windfall, okay? But you know what? If she can afford the $800 payment, I would just keep paying that. Don't let the IRS know about the windfall that you're coming into. And just leave it at that. Kind of let sleeping dogs lie in a sense. Thanks for the question. It's a good question. The answer is kind of counterintuitive, but that is how the IRS operates when it comes to windfalls. If you owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes, or you have multiple years of unfiled tax returns, you qualify for a free consultation with us here at Choice Tax Relief. Go and give us a call, 866-8000-TAX. That's 866-8000-829. Or you can go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out the form on the website, and we will reach out to you. I have some other videos about windfalls and back taxes, offers and compromise and back taxes here on the side of the screen for your education and enjoyment. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.